Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing all I know about the new Mourneskull legendary gem, and we're also going to be testing this out at rank 1 and rank 10 on different resonance characters. Let's go.
So we're going to start by looking at what it said in the patch notes for this gem. As the Eternal War rages, craftsmen witnessing Azeroth's mastery of gemwork have gleaned new techniques. While Eternal War is active from November 13th 3 AM server time to December 11th 2:59 server time, you'll be able to craft this powerful legendary gem. Its power is such that it can even summon an avatar of the Lich King himself. Do not miss this opportunity to create such a vision. Now this suggests that after this date it will not be available to craft, but this hasn't yet been confirmed, so I'm not entirely sure what exactly is going on with this. I think they're currently looking into different options once this event ends, so that we'll still be able to gain copies of this gem, but at the moment I don't know what this looks like and I cannot give you any more information on that. Now let's take a look at the description for this gem. So you can currently craft this at the Apprentice Jeweler. So when you click on craft, you will just craft this the normal way as any 2-star legendary gem, so using telluric fragments, and you can see it still costs 80 telluric fragments as well. So cost is that same as the normal 2-star legendary gems for this event, but as I mentioned, there's no finalized communication on what's going to happen with upgrading this gem after the event ends. So honestly, if you want this gem in your build, it's probably best to actually get this upgraded now, as soon as possible. Get your hands on as many copies as possible and obviously craft them while you can. So dealing damage calls the spirit of the Lich King from within Mourneskull to drain the souls of nearby enemies, granting you raw dominion for 6 seconds, increasing all damage you deal by 7%, up to a maximum of 14% if at least 3 enemies were drained. Cannot occur more often than every 20 seconds. So to begin with, we're going to be trying this out on my test character at rank 10. Now what I've done is I've unequipped all other legendary gems so that we're just getting the effects of Mourneskull. So with this gem, this increases resonance by 300 plus 66 combat rating. Dealing damage calls the spirit of the Lich King from within Mourneskull to drain the souls of nearby enemies, granting you royal dominion for 6 seconds, increasing all damage dealt by 18%, up to a maximum of 36% if at least 3 enemies were drained. While royal dominion is active, your attacks will also unleash 2 vile spirits at nearby enemies every second that deal 12% base damage to the enemies they haunt. So that is the effect that Mourneskull has, and that is what the gem does. The effect cannot occur more often than once every 20 seconds, as with most of the legendary gems as well. So on paper it looks like a really powerful gem, so we're going to test this today. I'm literally just going to attack the dummy and let the gem obviously trigger, and we'll see exactly how much damage this does as well. So you can see I'm literally at 300 resonance. I've got no additional gems slotted into this, just the gem on its own. So there we go, gem has triggered, and we're going to have a look at how much damage that has done. So it is finished hitting the dummy, and you can see there's actually 14.4% of my total damage there has come from that legendary gem. So that's actually quite a large amount of damage from this gem, considering how weak this character is as well. That is pretty impressive. 14.4% of my total damage caused there was just from that one legendary gem. Just imagine how good that will be when all your other gems are also equipped. So let's now try this with a different skill and see if we get the same or similar percentage, because I think this will obviously change depending on how strong certain skills or attacks are. So there we go, gem triggered again, but this time we only got 6.4% damage from that. We got 30.8k damage from that gem. Again, the damage numbers are still quite high on that. So we're going to head now into open world and test this out to see exactly what it looks like against real monsters, because obviously testing it at the dummy is one thing, testing it against real enemies is another. So we're going to head now to Ashwold and see what this looks like against the mobs. Now another reason for wanting to test this in open world is because of the fact that it will give you that higher damage percentage if it is draining the souls from 3 monsters rather than just 1. So obviously testing it at the dummy, you can't really get a clear idea of exactly how this is working. But you can see when that gem triggered, it was actually giving quite a lot of damage there and helping take those mobs down a lot quicker. My actual character is pretty weak alone, and obviously without having any other gems equipped and just using my skills, I'm not doing that much damage. But as soon as that Mourneskull gem triggers, it's definitely boosting my damage a lot in open world instances, especially on this weak character. So we'll also be testing this on my main character, but that will be at rank 1, and it will obviously be on 4,000 resonance as well. So I wanted to give this a fair test. I know there's a lot of people that watch my channel that are maybe slightly lower resonance, so that's why I wanted to give you an idea of how this looks and how it could be super powerful for you if you're willing to obviously work on upgrading it or spend on upgrading it as well. So we're going to go and test this on my actual character now. So what I'm going to do is, firstly, we're going to run a minute test on Viper's Bite. Now, this gem, or Mother's Lament, is the gem that I would potentially swap out for the new Mourneskull. I do like to use some of the 2-star gems, and I wouldn't use these as gem power or anything like that. I would literally just keep the gems in my stash so that I can go back to using them at a later date or swap them out for PvP or PvE instances, depending on what I want. So that's the description up on the screen of Seeping Bile. It is a really strong gem, and it works nicely with Pain Class, which I also have equipped. So what we're going to do is we're going to run 1 minute test of the Viper's Bite, and then we'll run a minute test of the Mourneskull as an auxiliary inside Viper's Bite. So I'm standing quite close to the dummy. The reason for this is because the build that I've got is my farming build, and with this Lightning Nova essence, which is Sprite Spark, it doesn't actually register damage unless you're really close to your target. So I wanted to give it a fair test with this gem, and obviously the gem seems to trigger quite close as well, although it does work from a distance also, as you saw in the test on the test character. So we'll check the legendary gem damage as we end this 1 minute test. I did try testing the gem on its own without any other legendary gems equipped, and it didn't actually log any damage from my legendary gems, so it seems to be somewhat bugged with that, which is a reason for doing it as an auxiliary inside of not Seeping Bile, inside of Viper's Bite in a second as well. So we're coming up to that 1 minute mark now. Let's see what damage we get from the Viper's Bite. I recently did actually swap Seeping Bile out for this, and we have 176 million damage in 1 minute, so 2.936 million per second. So not an awful amount. It's a good amount of damage there from Viper's Bite. As I said, I find that gem quite strong. A lot of people don't really like it that much, but I think it's pretty good. And we've got 18.2 million damage coming from legendary gems. So now we're going to auxiliary the new Mourneskull inside of this and test it again and see what damage we get. Now, something to consider here is that we're going to be testing out Mourneskull rank 1 against Viper's Bite rank 10. So this is going to give us a good idea on how strong this gem is exactly. As you can see, the percentages of the damage from this are lower at rank 1 than they were at rank 10 on my test character. So I'm interested to see exactly what this damage is going to look like. And obviously I wanted to give you a fair idea, as I know quite a lot of people aren't going to be able to spend money on the bundles in game to upgrade the gem that way. And a lot of us don't have loads of telluric fragments to actually craft gems. I had completely run out of mine because I've already used them. So I don't have many, as you saw just now. So we're once again going to run a 1 minute test for this so that we can do a fair comparison and check which has the higher damage. Is it going to be Viper's Bite rank 10 or is it going to be Mourneskull rank 1? Let's wait and see. So this is already looking pretty powerful. We're at the 30-second mark and already over 100 million damage. So I'm pretty sure the overall number is going to be higher, but obviously this can sometimes change depending on which other legendary gems have triggered. So let's see what the total is at the 1 minute mark as well. So time is up, and at the 1 minute mark we're on 182 million damage in that minute. So that is an increase of 6 million damage over the period of 1 minute. That doesn't seem a lot, but this is a rank 1 gem tested against a rank 10 gem. So Mourneskull is looking pretty strong. So for me, it is a yes. It's definitely a gem that is worth investing in, whether that's using your telluric fragments or whether that is buying a couple of the bundles that are in the store. I definitely think this gem is powerful, and I'm excited to see the potential of it at higher rank as well. I'll obviously keep you updated and make a video on that when I get there, but that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching as always, and have a great day.